Welcome to the Influence Factory podcast. This program is dedicated to support professionals who have a desire to develop their digital business influence so they can navigate through a fast-paced, constantly growing digital world. We invite newcomers as well as our family of business influencers to a place to play, share ideas, questions, tips, and guidance with other thought leaders around the globe. Sit back and enjoy our program with our host Dean DeLisle as he interviews guests. News and commentary is provided by Cait Hassett and Jackson DeLisle. Power Move lessons are provided by the Influencer Marketing Department at Social Jack. And production, editing, and distribution is provided by the Social Jack production team.
So welcome to another edition of the Influencer News Update. Now, we know that all of you are business influencers, and most all of you are in business to business and sometimes B2E, which means business to everyone. So we're going to talk a little bit, since this is a social streaming episode. LinkedIn has published a new guide on how B2B brands can make best use of video. So take it away.
Yeah. So, since January, I know LinkedIn has introduced video back in 2018, but since January, we've seen it make leaps that we didn't really expect it to as quick as it did. It really caught on. And, now you see that it's become more reliant on the visual content, specifically video. So LinkedIn was like, looking at it and going, well, all these B2B companies are kind of shying away from using video. So how can we help to make, it more open to everyone having an open mindset to using video in their content marketing strategies? So what they did was they released a guide that basically broke it down and went, listen, it doesn't have to be a Hollywood budget. It doesn't have to have all these things. So that was like, I think the coolest thing about this article to me was that it was reaching out and going, listen, everyone can do it. Everyone can just go live. Anyone can do these things that, posting video. And that's the content that people are sharing. Cait knows she's, constantly posting video on LinkedIn. You want to talk about that a little bit and the things that you use to really boost that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you said, just, shout out to LinkedIn for producing a guide to help walk people through this, because I know we find with our clients, the hardest thing sometimes is talking people into doing video. They're scared, they're scared. They're a little fearful. It's just like when social media first rolled out, and even now people are still scared to jump on social media. So there's that fear factor, jumping in and getting your feet wet. But I've really found that once you do and record a video, LinkedIn is the most open, supportive platform of any other one. And so I love that they recognized that and produced a guide to kind of help walk you through it. But there's no videos posted on LinkedIn where someone comes and trolls you like they would on Instagram or Facebook, and they're like, no, this is wrong, or this is stupid. Like, nobody would ever do that on LinkedIn. People are always commenting and saying great job, great video, and adding to the conversation. It's just, it's the most accepting network, and it's by far one of the reasons it's.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. Like when we were doing the influencer program with, Indiana University and Instagram and whatnot, we saw a lot of backlash, and I was just like, wow, this is I'm not used to this. And to your point, trolling and things like that. But LinkedIn, it's nice that for the most part, people behave, and they know if they don't, they're going to get cut off really quick. So I think that's a cool thing. And, I think about a lot of our clients that listen in, as well as listeners. I think people have an inherent fear that they're just, going to say the wrong thing, that they're going to look bad, that they're going to tarnish their brand. Cait, any couple words on that maybe?
Yeah, so I'm totally old school in the video aspect, and I agree with this, that it doesn't have to be a Hollywood production. We know that video is 20 times more likely to be shared on LinkedIn, on any social platform. We know that videos with captions are 3 times more likely to be watched. And I would think that that's all the production that you really need, is the captions to help your reachability. But other than that, I personally don't like the overdone videos. My favorite are the one where someone's just kind of sitting there and having a conversation. You can tell that they were meeting with a client or meeting with their team, or a question came up and they said, I've answered this question multiple times. I would love to open it up to my network. And then they popped up their computer. They recorded a really quick video of their point of view on it, why they were inspired to make the video. They added captions and they posted and invited other people to join the conversation. To me, those are the best ones. Just really, really simple. The ones that are very overproduced, I personally don't watch them as much.
Yeah, and I think that's for the rest of the folks. And Jackson, you do a lot of production. Any quick tips on maybe equipment or things that people can use, not from a streaming perspective, but just pure video and video editing?
Yeah, so, it really just depends on what you're doing. But really all you need for video and streaming these days is a smartphone. That's pretty much it. You can go live on any platform now from your smartphone. And I think that's the beauty in it, is just having like one of these little stands right here that just clips your phone right in there. And then you can set it up and you just talk, just have a conversation with your audience. It's nothing more than that. I mean, it's nothing more than just communicating, asking questions. They're asking questions to you, you're answering them. You're starting the conversation though. And that's, I think, the thing that we need to focus on is just the fact that, without that, there's no conversation being started except for within your other content. But like Cait said, it's 2 to 3 times more likely to be shared, to be commented on, to be engaged with, period, when you're looking and using video. And I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of us are, missing out on when we're not going live, doing videos, especially on LinkedIn. And to Cait's point about the trolls, I think LinkedIn, I'd love to commend them so much, because they, like Twitter, you'll get people that Twitter is a place I feel it has opened up everyone's opinion on everything, which is great. It's a great platform to share your opinion. But a lot of times that can start arguments, and Twitter is where people complain, start arguments. They go through it. They're constantly, I see it all the time in my timeline.
Facebook too, I notice, has gotten more
Facebook
like that.
too, especially, with politics and things like that. And, everyone is right. And a lot of people don't take that step away from I'm right. They don't step away from that. They don't look at it with a growth mindset in order to learn more and constantly grow. And I think that's where the other ones miss. But LinkedIn has really hit the mark on a collaborative space for people to share ideas and people to add to those ideas, not really take away from them. It's kind of like with improv, it's yes-anding, because once you start denying, there's really nowhere to go from there.
Yeah, that's cool. And then, Cait, you do a little more tagging on your videos, way more than I do. Is that so? In doing that, I know a lot of people are remiss from doing that, depending on who they have. Do you have sort of an agreement with people when you're tagging them and asking them for their opinion? Is that like a mutual sort of professional thing?
Yeah. So I think most of them we've kind of had a conversation up front beforehand. Like, I don't really tag people I don't know. So it's very similar to when we bring on a new client through our influencer development program and we score their network and they list like their top 10 people in their network that they partner with, that they work with, that are referral sources for them. So those are perfect people to tag because obviously you guys have worked together. You have a network connection already, and hopefully they'll play back and have some kind of input. But the way that I normally think of it is, and I actually did a video about this. It's like being the first person to dance at a middle school dance, right? Like everybody stood on the sidelines, didn't want to be the first one to dance, or at a wedding. If you're
right.
Far back to middle school, it's like being the first person to dance at a wedding. And like sometimes if you want comments on your post, you have to kind of start the dance. You have to comment and tag someone and ask them to dance. So that's how I always see it. And just a couple people that you think would be most comfortable playing back. So feel free to tag me or Dean. Jackson, because we'll definitely chime in on the conversation. And if I don't know the answer, if you tag me in something that I'm not really familiar with, I feel like I'm a very good teammate where I'll bring somebody else in the conversation and say, oh, an expert on this, what do you think? And then that's a great new connection for you, as well as comments on your post that boost your visibility.
Yeah, and I love that dance analogy. So does Rick. He just chimed in on that. But I wrote about this in my book, and I said, like you said, it's like when you're in high school or even middle school, when you go to that first middle school dance, I think that's the most intimidating one, because below that, everybody's just out there wandering around or dancing, But when you have to step out there in the middle and be first, the first thing you do is grab a couple of your friends and go, hey, come on, let's go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I, to piggyback off that, it kind of goes with social teaming, is building your team and being able to look at those people and go, okay, come on, make me not look stupid. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's all go dance and look stupid. Right. If we look stupid together.
Yeah. Don't leave me hanging out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. As someone who's been a bridesmaid at a lot of weddings, I can tell you that the bride always comes to me and is like, go get the dance floor rocking. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. You got to do it on LinkedIn sometimes too.
Jackson, does that sound familiar? That's usually my role. So I'm on every feature video in every wedding, just so you know. I can imagine you're in there too.
Most of the time, yes.
All right, Jackson, that's enough for the news. You want to take us out?
Yeah. So, thank you for watching the news segment, and make sure to tweet to us throughout the week at GetSocialJack. You can reach us individually at Cait Hassett, at Jackson DeLisle, and at Dean DeLisle on Twitter. If you want to see certain types of articles, certain topics discussed, make sure to let us know, and we'll make sure to get those into this segment so that you can learn more or hear more about the things that, are more relevant to what you're doing and what you're looking to do. We're all here to help build each other up and, build our influence together. So.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you both.
Thank you for listening to the Influence Factory podcast. We welcome feedback and suggestions. You can provide these by visiting our website at www.myinfluencefactory.com. And if you are interested in Social Jack's 90 Days to Influence program, you can simply go to 90daystobusinessinfluence.com and simply ask for the next steps. While our program airs regularly on Zoom webcasts and Facebook Live on Wednesdays at noon Central, we invite you to download episodes on your favorite channel: YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, and who knows where else in the future. We will also provide occasional on-location live streams with special guests that we will announce in our community Facebook group, Business Influencer Alliance, as well as on all Social Jack channels. Our mission is to help you build your digital business influence with this podcast, as well as inspire, educate, and entertain those who are hungry to collaborate in a cool place with cool business professionals just like you.